Hello guys, thank you once again for tuning into this channel. My name is Bossman and that's what people call me. I want you to subscribe to this channel. I will be doing a series especially for those who are looking at relocating. My focus will be on Canada because obviously I live in Canada. And as much as possible, I want to make this as real as possible. I want to make it as practical as possible. I will relate to my past experience, maybe some of my friends' experience. To tell you what you need to know. And I'm not saying that I know it all. And as much as possible, I will try and probably, if you have questions, do some research, check with people who can also contribute. My plan is also to bring people, on board to this discussion. I will try to, as much as possible, when you ask questions, to respond to your questions. What I want is also you can put down comments if something is, on your mind that you really want me to talk about. And I will be sharing it on this channel. To be able to see what I will be doing, as per this discussion, you can subscribe to the button, to this channel. There's a button down there that you can press. Please follow me, share it to people who may need to maybe hear this, and understand how, they can go about the process. Like I said, I will be doing it in episodes. Which means I'll be doing it bit by bit, starting from the beginning to when you get to this place. One thing I'll also be doing is to sharing links, and you will see it in the description, as those are some of the links that can help you. I'm not saying that's all, but then it can help you start your research. I'm not affiliated to most of the links except maybe one. So those are some of the links I used in the past that were very helpful. And I have friends who use some of those links on forum as well, and they were very helpful. People have reached out to me many times asking me if they should get a representative. A lot of time I tell them, they can do it on their own, and some of the resources here and there, and some of the things I may be discussing, some of your questions, and probably some of the people I will be able to bring on, will give you an idea of how you can do it on your own. So, even though we'll be starting from talking about relocation and saying, Canada is the focus, my plan is to also get to a point where we can discuss when you land, when you come in, things you can experience and things like that. Then we'll see where it will get us to. People that know me know that I like to share, past experience, as something that can guide us to where we are going. I'm part of an organization that's into training, and one of our focus in the training as well is getting people ready, giving them practical experience, hands-on experience, real life experience, not just theory, so that they can get ready, for job markets, and they can come in easily. I will be sharing our website, below as well. You can always reach out to us, and I know one of my partners probably will be coming on board in one of the episodes. So I tell you, it's a good time, to join, to follow this channel. Like I said, the red button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get going. Now, I want to say something, and saying it with all sense of responsibility. I'm not saying everybody will leave their country. I'm from Nigeria, so maybe a lot of this could be going to Nigeria. So I'm not saying everybody will leave their country. Some people in Nigeria are doing wonderfully well, doing better than probably they will be in any part of the world. But one thing that I just want to say is I see a lot of writings, where people discourage others, by saying When you go abroad, you'll be doing many a job, you'll be doing housemates and all those things. A lot of those things are not true. I'm not saying there are no Nigerians doing that, but I want to tell you that Nigerians are doing great all over the world. And I've traveled a bit and I see Nigerians in high places. I see people who, when they move with their tenacity, with their determination, they are really rocking it, they are killing it. A lot of them might not come online or might not put themselves in a place where you see that they are doing well, but I tell you, I'm proud of Nigeria. So if that's your thought, if that's your will, don't get discouraged. Things may be hard when you move to anywhere. Yeah. And I've met people here who were born and bred, and they will tell you that when they can't imagine going to another country because they can't imagine starting their life all over again. So if that's your thought, don't let anyone discourage you. You can get at it, you can get determined, and do well for your life. A lot of opportunities in various countries, some things that you might not be able to leverage on back home. You can get out there and see and discover that you can do or fulfill all those things easily. So back to the discussion, which is centered on relocation. Today will just be like a background. We'll maybe get into the meat of the whole thing as we go. But what I want to tell you also is that even things I will be talking about today, they might sound little, but they are not. I'm saying that because once I was talking to like a young guy, and he was talking about his dreams or some of the things that he thought about, he dreamt about, not coming to pass and all those things. So, and I wanted to start sharing my experience. I know I started from the fact that probably you must want that thing. And he caught me and said, "Oh, I've tried all those things." And for me, I've moved with him for a while. I knew things that he's not doing well, but he just thought, even before I said it, that he has, tried all those things, Knowing some things does not mean that we're applying it or we're applying it well or we are pushing ourselves. And there are things I thought I was doing back home, that here I just discovered that with a little push, with a little nudge and a little determination, and the mind of taking a bit of risk, I'm able to achieve much more. So like I said, some of them might be like, oh yeah, but just follow along with me, as some of them try to think about them. I'm trying to put them into practice. So the first thing I would say, if you are thinking or planning that you want to relocate, is to ask yourself why. Tell you this is very important. Ask yourself why. You need to know the why for two reasons. One, because that will push you. Knowing the why will push you will give you the determination that you need, to start and throughout the application. And it will also help you when you get discouragement. Your loved ones, people around you may discourage you, especially if you have a fantastic job in Nigeria. They will tell you, why do you want to leave that? Why do you want to risk everything that you've built and come over here? And it happened to me as well. And it was a bit scary, but knowing the why will be the difference, between you giving in or, pushing through. So knowing the why will be very, very important. The process is not so easy as well. So knowing your why will be, a very good reason, to push through it all. Another reason is because when you get here, things might not be as smooth when you are starting off as you probably wish it to be. And I'm saying this because I've seen a lot of people who came here who at a point, we just crashed because they couldn't imagine after leaving all those things, starting all over again, and things were not just the way they planned. Some people have had to go back. So, but when you know your why, it will give you, the push, like I said, that you need. And for example, people will ask me what is why. And I read a lot, the assumption most of the time when people are relocating that is because they are not doing well. No. I've met people, I have friends who are, directors back home who are top officials, who had businesses, and yet, they decided to move over here maybe because they just want to give their family a better life. They want their children to grow up in a place that they think would be best for them, quote and unquote, they think would be best for them. So again, my video is not to say one place is better than the other. It's not to say, living in Nigeria is the best or staying in Nigeria is the best. No. So that's why I said people think, what people think is best for their family. And when I was living, that was one of our own main why. The focus was on the children and what we think we want to give them. So you must know your why. And at the point here when we're starting off, it was quite rough, but that was a lot of encouragement, for what we are doing. In subsequent episodes, we get to a point where I'm sure we may go into nitty-gritty of what I'm talking about. And I know for me it could be emotional as well, but then we'll be getting to that. So knowing your why is very, very, very important. The second thing is determination. You must be determined. I know people that have called me and will say, oh, how do you, how did you do your own, can you help? And when I start telling them the process, they just, give up. So the process is not easy. You can go through a lot of roadblocks, a lot of difficulty, a lot of discouragement, but the determination will just keep you going. One of my brothers, one of my best buddy, will be coming very soon. And at the point he faced a particular challenge and people told him, oh no, just give in, just withdraw, don't go ahead, don't do this, They told him a lot. And I keep telling him, no, you are at this point already. Why do you want to give up? So when they issued him what he was waiting for, it was more like a miracle. And when he told some of the people that discouraged him, they were very surprised, So determination is the key. He was determined, and we also joined hands together to ensure that he didn't get discouraged. So determination is another thing that you need to have. And the third thing, if you have a spouse, is to agree. And people can ask me why this is so important. For me, I've always said that for a lot of things I've done, for some level of risk that I've taken, for some moves that I've made, what I always do is that even if nobody agrees with me, I, sit with my spouse, and say, let's agree together. And at the point when we agree, it's always makes the process go much, easier. And now, it's not every time that you agree, but make sure you discuss it and you have a level of agreement. Sometimes when we have to push the other one, one will have more drive than the other one. I'm not ruling that out, but the most important is you must be able to, talk together and see how you can help each other, to push through. And when the difficult seasons, will come, the agreement that you've had will might be the determining factor. So that is also quite important as well. One other thing that I would say, which will be the fourth one, is research. And like I said, don't look at it as just doing 5 minutes, 2 minutes research. You need to do a lot of research. I'm providing some link down which can kickstart, some of the research that you can do. Like the forum down there, I'm not affiliated to them, they are not paying me to do this, but it was very useful for me. And what the forum will do for you is just like being among friends or people of like minds who are trying to reach a particular goal. And because all of you are thinking the same way, people are ready to help, people are ready to provide answers, and people are ready to encourage one another to push through. For example, there were 2 or 3 people that we met on that forum. I met 2 of them when we got here, and one of them we're still good friends till today. I'm hoping one day I can drag him, to these episodes as well, so that I can share his experience and how he can be of help in this journey. So, like I said, make sure you do your research. And what research will do as well is that it will show you all the options that you can have. Now, I see many times that people say, oh, I understand that you are doing this particular thing in your province. I would like to come, and the focus will be on that particular, and sometimes 90-80% of people are looking at that particular province. By the way, province is like a state. But one thing is, I've seen friends, I've spoken to friends who they said, oh, we understand they are doing this, but we are trying to check other places. And before you know it, 6 months, they will tell me, oh, they are planning to land because in another province, it worked faster for them. Doing federal, it worked faster for them. So research why. Look at your options. I have friends who came to school, sacrificed for 1 year or 2 years. It was difficult, but immediately after, their education, they got a job and they are doing very well now. So do your research for it. Look at your options. Don't limit yourself. And that could be just a game changer for you. That could be the difference between someone who is just looking at a particular sport and someone who is ready to cast their net wide. So do your research, and like I said, the links I have down there, you can check them. You send me your comments, send me your questions. We can, as much as I can, and like I may not be able to respond, very fast as I would love. I'm quite busy as well, but like I said, I'm dedicating myself to be doing, this series, doing these videos, and see how we can help. I know along the line, part of what we'll be delving into is just career as well. I've seen people reaching out to me, people struggling when they come. We reach out and talk about career and possibilities and what we should do, before we probably even leave Nigeria. And that will lead me to the next thing, which is not majorly about career here alone, but about even what will help you when you are planning to apply. Now, if you are currently doing masters and you are getting discouraged, and maybe at the back of your mind one day you think you want to relocate, don't get discouraged. Sometimes you are doing it, you're asking yourself, what is the use of these masters? I was in that state at some point as well, because I thought it wouldn't add anything, to what I was doing back in Nigeria. But then, with the current situation, in Canada, it might be the differential, the determining factor in whether you'll be able to get enough point, or you wouldn't be able to, get enough points. I have a friend who was, going through the process at a point, going through doing his master's at a point, and he was discouraged, It wasn't like he was going to do anything for him. But I tell you today, if it wasn't for that master's, he wouldn't be here, because that was the difference that made the point that he needed, to be able to submit his application, get approved, and come over. So I'm just saying, even aside from the fact that it could be useful here, it could be useful in that process as well. So if you are currently going through that and you are getting a little bit discouraged, please don't. If you are planning to start and you are thinking, should I? And at the back of your mind, like I said, you have a mind someday to relocate, it might be a good thing if you can, if you are able to do it while you do your work, to do it while you do anything that you are doing. It could be useful later. And I'm a proponent of that, because for a lot of things, I've done a lot of things that when I was doing it, people question why I was doing those things, and I've questioned myself sometimes if they will be useful. But then at a point in time, you just discover that they become handy. So I believe so much, a lot of times, acquire knowledge, get those things. They've always said it, we all know it, that you want, when opportunity comes, to meet preparation. It's not when the opportunity comes that you want to go back to prepare. It wouldn't wait for you. People that are prepared will probably get into it. So I've seen people who did ACCA back home, and when they were doing it, it was stressful. It was more like, why am I doing this? And when they came in, it was more like just exchanging it for CPA, and they get straight into their career. I've seen people who went through project management, who went through business analysis back home. And when they were doing it, it was like, why are you even doing this thing? But when they came here, it was more like, oh, it's even good, that I did it back then. So some of these things, no matter what, just, continue to keep your hands, dirty, keep working on some of these things, as long as they are productive, as long as, they're adding value to you, keep doing them, and I tell you, they will be useful one day, and they may be useful for your processing as well. So that's one very key and, very important thing as well. Now, one other thing that I will say is this: start. That may look simple, but that's a lesson I've been learning of late. You just have to start. There are things that maybe along the line I will be able to share here as well. I remember a few 2-3 years back, we were discussing on doing one particular thing, and we were discussing and we didn't have the mindset or the determination to go forward. And at the point in time, we told ourselves, we just have to start. We just have to start. And so we started, and we can look back today and say, oh, it's just God. Thank you that we started this. So start. If you want to go from Lagos to Abuja, you can talk about it for 20 years. If you don't take the step, you remain in Lagos. But the truth is that you can take the step. It can take you from Lagos to Shagamu or Lagos to Ibadan. But one thing you've done is that you've taken that out of the equation. You are getting closer to Abuja. So I will tell you, start. No matter what, no matter how little it is, just start somewhere. But above all, today, I will be leaving you with this. And like I said, I'm trying to, be real and open myself to, the paths that I took. When I was leaving Nigeria, what I thought was, like I said, my big why was because of the family. And I thought maybe it's a good time for me to retire, quote and unquote, not because I'm old, because I'm too young, but because I thought I'm going to a new land, maybe I can just do anything. Just focus on the children, and help them to grow and to fulfill their own potential. But no, I was wrong, because when I got here, I discovered that no, it's not about retirement. There are opportunities around here. I can open my mind, I can take risk, I can leverage on the opportunities here, and do something good for myself. And I tell you, every day I wake up with renewed vigor, I wake up with renewed passion, I wake up with a renewed determination that will do greater things. So I don't know which stage you are. Maybe you are close, maybe you are not close. If you are coming here, please don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself. The last thing I want you to do is that don't limit yourself. And I don't care if you've not done so well, back home. If you've been out of school, you don't have any job, if you've been struggling, I don't care. If you don't have good education, or you think you didn't finish school with good score, I don't care. Canada is a leveler. You will come here and you discover that someone who was reporting to you, if you are not careful, will apply himself, and will become your boss. But my point here is, don't limit yourself. Open your mind. Believe in yourself. Come in here and do great things for yourself. I will be leaving you with this today. We have so much to discuss. I will be coming your way back, very soon, and we explore much more about your plan, about relocating, about getting, about settling down. Maybe we'll be talking about finances, when you get in, things that you need to look out for, your career, your family, a lot of fun things. And as much as possible, I want to bring people on board, as in talk to people who you can leverage on their experience, who have done great things for themselves. And I can tell you, I can assure you, there's a lot that's been packaged for you to learn in this series. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to keep watching. Don't forget to keep sharing. And above all, don't forget to keep believing in yourself.